To 20 years in prison over sex trafficking offences. The British socialite was convicted in December for helping Jeffrey Epstein sexually abuse 4 girls between the years 1994 and 2004. For more reaction now, we're joined live from New York by the CNN reporter Jean Caceres. Jean, can you bring us up to speed? What a day it was.
It was a long day. It was almost an all-day proceeding, and we thought it was going to be relatively short, but Ghislaine Maxwell was there. She was in a navy blue prison jumpsuit. She had shackles around her ankles. U.S. Marshals would be by her side if she would walk at all. But the judge, in pronouncing the sentence, said that it had to be significant. Now, the prosecutor, the U.S. Attorney's Office, had wanted 30 to 55, but the judge ruled 20 based upon the sentencing guidelines at the time.
Jeffrey Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell is set to be sentenced today. In December, she was convicted of helping the wealthy financier traffic and abuse underage girls. Jerika Duncan is outside the New York City courthouse where Maxwell will learn her fate.
Good morning. At the sentencing today, we expect to hear from some of those women who call themselves survivors of the abuse of Jeffrey Epstein, as well as Ghislaine Maxwell. This is really a culmination of years of accusations, now coming down to the sentencing of Ghislaine Maxwell. 6 months after Ghislaine Maxwell's guilty verdict, she will learn if she will likely spend the rest of her life behind bars for recruiting and luring teen girls as young as 14 to be sexually abused by her longtime confidant, Jeffrey Epstein.
Just then.
Tonight, former British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell is sitting in a New York City jail cell after being sentenced to 20 years in prison for helping Jeffrey Epstein sexually abuse underage girls for nearly a decade. CBS's Jerika Duncan is outside the courthouse. Good evening, Jerika.
Good evening, Nora. It was a moment that even survivors were not expecting when Ghislaine Maxwell spoke directly to the very women that she abused. Wearing a white mask and shackled at the ankles, for the first time she addressed the court for about 5 minutes, telling victims, quote, "I am sorry for the pain that you experienced." She stopped short, however, of accepting responsibility for their abuse. Now, a total of 8 women submitted statements to the judge.
5 minutes later.
Epstein's abuse of underage girls. Prosecutors say that she recruited and groomed 4 girls between 1994 and 2004 for Epstein, her longtime associate and former boyfriend. Before the judge read the sentence, Maxwell spoke to the court and the victims, but remained defiant, saying, quote, "I am sorry for the pain that you experienced. I hope my conviction and harsh incarceration brings you pleasure."